talked about how we were going to go over the creation story over the next few weeks, and that's what we're starting this morning, because it's going to take about 6 lessons. So I'm going to do one on Sunday and I'm going to do one on Wednesday, and that way we can go through all 6 days of creation in 3 weeks. But I want to get started, and I want to talk about the very beginning of time. The very beginning of time is very important to us because there's so much scientific supposed discovery. There's so many questions when it comes to the creation story. Let's follow the Bible and let's see what it says, because there's only one witness to the beginning of creation, and that's God. And all these other theories that we so-called try to develop and come up with, that's all they are. They're theories. We have to rely on eyewitness testimony to when these things happened in order for us to believe anything the Bible says. So let's go ahead and get into it. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. In the beginning. In the beginning. This is the beginning of time, space, and matter. That's the beginning of everything. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. So there was this big, massive ball of water, basically, that separated heaven and earth. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light was good. Then He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. And the evening passed, and the morning came, marking the first day. So, the first day of creation. Pretty big deal, right? Scientists will tell you this was the Big Bang. This was when everything just came into being all of a sudden. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't create something out of nothing. And on top of that, you can't create anything without a purpose. Very few people create something or make something or spend their time and energy and effort to do anything that doesn't have a purpose for it. We're going to get more into the purpose later. But let there be light, and there was light. Pretty simple. And the evening passed, and the morning came, marking the first day. Now, the evening passed, and the morning came, marking the first day. Now, a lot of people and a lot of scientists will sit there and tell you this took place over millions, even billions of years. Well, if we're biblically believing Christians, we're supposed to believe in the Bible. The Bible is not allegory. It's not a metaphor. That this creation story is not. It was not meant to be this way. This was a Hebrew narrative. A narrative is an actual story that happened, and this is telling the story of how it happened. So we're going to dive into this a little bit more, and we're going to look at a little bit of old earth creation, a little bit of new earth creation theories, and I'm going to let you decide for yourself, because I tell you where I used to be. I was an old earth creationist. I believe that science and scientists, because of how smart they were on a earthly scale, they had it figured out. And they had it figured out, and this carbon dating and argon dating and this the potassium argon dating was telling me the factual truth of everything going on and how old the earth was. Well, the older I've gotten and the more I've actually learned about how the science works, it's an open-ended science theory. In other words, open-ending means you have to keep adding to it and add more theories and add more conclusions to make it true. There's only been one truth that stood the test of time, is that God created the heavens and earth, and that He did it in one day. And this is it. God created the heavens and earth the very first day. That is all the planets. That is just amazing to me that He did something that magnificent in one day. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine creating something so magnificent when you look up in the stars in the sky and you say, wow, that was created from nothing. The imagination of God, not only His grace and mercy, fascinates me. And I hope it fascinates you. I hope you stay with me on Sunday mornings and Wednesday evenings where we can look into this a lot more. We can dive into the creation story. The creation story is an amazing story. It tells us how we got here. It tells us how everything got here and came into being. I hope y'all have a great, great week. And God bless and take care. Bye-bye. I think it's here. Let me get over here.